Welcome back to the Realist Podcast. Yeah, we are back. We are here, and we got a new show today. Yeah, okay. This is not the title that I wanted to do because let me do something real quick. I'm looking at the title right now. That's supposed to be the next show. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Let me grab the right title. You know, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. I don't want to confuse people with the actual title of the show, so let me change that real quick. There we go. Here we are. Yeah. Yeah, we got to call this show Deciphering Word Salad. The reason why this show is important, let me get my TikTok started because I got a lot to talk about. Yeah, let me get that TikTok going real quick too. Hey, hush all that up. Let me make sure I'm on the right profile. Make sure I'm on the right profile. Yeah, they got this. They got it up right now. You know what I'm saying? They doing what they doing. I don't want to turn that off real quick, but we're gonna talk about that too. So hold on, I gotta make sure I'm on the right profile because I got two of these. Yeah, I'm on the right one for sure. All right, let's go live. We're in the office. That's for sure. What's happening, my peoples? All right, here we go. Going live on TikTok as well. What's up, my folks? What's happening? Let me reverse my camera real quick. Let me get that right. Let me get the camera right. I don't like when I do that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we back. So anyway, all right. Oh, what we got to talk about tonight? Deciphering words. Oh, yep. It's it's going crazy. It's going crazy because the things that people are doing in real time right now. You know, uh, I'm gonna just come out and say it. Um, I didn't understand the Super Bowl halftime show from a verbal perspective, but visually I did. I understood it perfectly. You know, um, but there are some correlations to stories that are from indigenous Black Americans. Like the color purple when Harpo fell through the roof, Bad Bunny fell through the roof. I mean, it's like the people were actually the stock. You got the correlation. So the one thing that was enlightening is that that's the first time I really kind of seen that, Puerto Ricans and people of Caribbean descent praise not give praises to, but acknowledge the fact that they were enslaved, should I add? And also how they are being downtrodden upon. I mean, I'm looking at the old technology, the old cars. You're looking at the same, I think, little Havana, Havana in Miami, as well as Cuba, big Havana, Cuba, Havana, Cuba. They can relate because they come with these. They are very creative with being, idealistic with smuggling and getting like engine parts and making them old schools hybrids. And if you look at all of those, how they treat and how they reformat and reorchestrate things in their homeland. So I applaud. That's massive. Thank you. EA. That's great job. But that's not America. There are emissions here. A lot of these countries are very extremely underdeveloped because um, they were under Spanish rule. See, they forget the fact that they think, they give their reverences back to Spain when they see fit, and they say we're gonna conquer America. So they still have some sort of this weird conquering, I'm better than you type of mentality. But last night showed a very gritty depiction of Latin America. I wasn't too favorable of the guys kissing guys on national television. I wasn't favorable of all of it. Kids watch the Super Bowl. A lot of people watch the Super Bowl. This is a little classless, if you ask me. That was, you call it cultural, but in America, That's a little classless. You know, of course, I enjoy a little ass shaking. You know, every man, you're a man, you enjoy that. But it's a little classless on a Super Bowl, a wedding. Like it was like a, oh man, it's uh the favelas. Oh, I don't know the favelas. I'm just sorry, Black America. We don't. I see the correlations again, but I don't identify. I see the struggle. Uh, I understand the struggle that you guys but that's your countries. You can do better in your countries. You can uplift your countries. You understand how you have the abilities to become architects, and you can't say it don't exist because you got the World Wide Web now. You don't want to escape your equations. You want to be a champion of your nations. I just so happen to be American. American, but you should champion your nations because a lot of people they come to the Americas, they don't necessarily champion the nations. They come over here to consume resources. And then they'll say, well, look what America did to my country. And I say to you, look what your government does to your country. You can't keep blaming America for everything. And then you came on and you have literally no respect for Black Americans whatsoever when you literally it's a cosplaying 1920s replay. Somebody at the door? It's a 1920s replay of The Color Purple, of a lot of our movies that we have put on the main screen, the big screen. So it's kind of that damn falling through the roof bad, but that's right out of The Color Purple. That's Harpo falling through the roof. So the correlations, very they coincided of what happened in the Americas about 100 years ago. Yeah. So that's how I was able to identify to some degree because I'm not from the Caribbean. I'm not from Africa. I'm not from any of them places. I don't even have any relatives uh, of no kind unless they're intermarried. So unless they're intermarried, I don't have any blood relatives. All my blood relatives are from America. I got relatives in Mexico. I have relatives in California. I have relatives, and these are blood relatives all over the United States, all over North America, and the Yucatan and those places. I still have relatives there, proven relatives there. I don't know them. I just know that we share blood. I don't know them specifically. I don't know them personally, but I know that we're relatives. So the only place I can associate myself with is North America. But when the influx of people come here, not saying you're not American, you are not North American, but you're all the Americas. But when you raise your flags of your conquistadors, therein lies, and you have a complexion of mine, lighter, copper, those melanated complexions, and you behave like a conquistador, that raises that I disconnect with that. I don't connect with that at all. I just don't. Because the thing is, the one thing that you understand about Black Americans in our land, our homeland, guess what we did? We fought for every little thing that we got. We fought for it. Everything we fought for, they tried to decrease, take away, and would even give to you. See, you forget our story. You forget the fact that everything that we have ever accomplished was never given to us. We had to literally take it because it was ours in the first place. And then they still struggle to take that back. You ever heard of taxes? Y'all know about taxes now, don't you? You ever heard about the systems that we have to live up under? Every reason to tax is tax. You figure out how hard and how gruesome and how vigorous being successful in America really is. So a lot of people want to go around here acting as if I got it better than you, and that's just, but that's do it in your homeland. Don't come to us in the Americas. And I'm not creating separation. I'm creating a system. I want you to understand what realization is. Realization. Realization is you want to be able to talk all kinds of shit, and you don't want the backlash. So, do we have some likenesses? But we also got some dislikenesses because it was this. I just looked at that whole episode of the halftime show. It's very distasteful. Nah, man, you know, it was, it was, it's a lot of years behind, and I don't, it's the arrogance. I understand you should have pride in where you come from and who you are and what you are and your nation. But when you come to someone else's homeland and you're so utterly damn disrespectful as if this is mine too, and I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you see how that got you. You see what's going on right now. You got all of this turmoil, but this is self-sabotage. These are self-creating, self-dynamic situations, which if you knew how to act right in the first place, we could have gotten somewhere. We could have been, yeah. But you're saying Black Americans are disassociating themselves with everybody. They're alienating themselves. This is not true at all. When does a person become so wicked in their mind that they associate educating you about us versus being vengeful or practicing a vice? That's not true. This is a virtuous stance. This is for you to understand who we really like that step. All you're gonna do is do what we do anyway. That's kind of your MO. But just because we don't allow you to play in our face anymore, we don't like that. We show you have some respect. Don't come over here playing in my face. But you want to be able to wag your finger. And when that's taken away from you, that you feel powerless, that's like a child. That's like a person that can't take constructive criticism and be an adult. Because that's so that makes you far behind mentally. Seriously. And you think that's an attack. Because I tell you, you're being childish because you don't like being told what you do in front of your face. That's your problem. You don't like it, but you want to be able to do it. That's shit. Yeah. And we say, hell no, you ain't doing it over here. We go to your homeland, you treat us just like that. Strangers. Was I treated well in a lot of places? Yes, but I was still treated as a stranger because I am a stranger in your homeland. And you want to come over here, y'all supposed to welcome us with open arms and treat us with dignity and respect. Who the hell are you talking to? I would slap the. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I don't want to cause no issues. I'm just, that's what they end up happening though. You know what I'm saying? You'll get bopped because this ridiculous of how it's like I say again, the arrogance is intolerable. The things that you do, when it comes to simple behaviors are not, that not American like. You know what I'm saying? It's not. So North America in the States, how we do, but y'all just take it a little too far. Take it a little too far. Just saying. You may not agree, but but all of your heritage is built on, your melanated vibrations, just like us. All of your heritages are built on melanated vibrations, and also what you think is attractive and cool. And that's one thing about Black Americans. We are very attractive and very cool. And when you really get to know our stories and who we are, you start to really appreciate us and really like us then. But that's why we're so accustomed to what haters really are. And that's why we're not hating. I'm not gonna degrade and, degrade no one. But at the end of the day, I just don't approve of the performance. I just, you said it in Spanish. That lets you know that your show was still uh to Black Americans as far as my concern, because that was not a handshake. That was not a uniting with Black America. No, not at all. That was uniting with, you know, what you always do. So we cool, we understand, I mean, I take no shade from it, but that's just what it was. That was not the uniting with Black Americans. That was uniting, trying to appeal to all America. And, as far as I'm concerned, it was distasteful but educational. And I just ride with that. It was distasteful but educational. Yeah. I heard he has a very alternative, sexual preferences. It's all cool, it's whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever. We got Tyler Creator. Tyler the Creator. He's the same as the Bad Bunny. But you talk about all these accolades, but Tyler Creator just, smashed everybody, smashed everything with his records. So I think he would have did a hell of a job on the Super Bowl. And he's an alternative person. So I just want you to understand, and I'm not dispelling Bad Bunny because I don't understand his language, anything like that. I don't understand. There's some understanding with how he, his where he coming from with his perspective, but he's an American, right? Puerto Rico is America, but I understand. The president does shoot tissues like it's basketball to y'all and laugh in y'all face and play in y'all face. But for some reason that works for y'all. And for other reasons, I don't understand. I don't understand why you would allow a person, and this is for the whole Latin community. I don't understand how you allow these people to play in your face and you give them so much grace and you have so much heat and disrespect for FBAs, American Indians, Black folks from America. Why do you have so much disrespect and hatred towards us? Why? I mean, we that's where we really don't. I don't understand. You cosplay us. You do everything we do your way. You taking the same thing that happened with Blue Eyed Soul, Jamaicans do with Sanchez, and they all listen to it as if they created the music or he wrote the lyrics, and we're not supposed to hear the fact that these are our songs being recreated in a in a for the likenesses of uh, uh, melanated people globally. But see, if I celebrate Fela Kunti, but he is like the Malcolm X. I mean, not Malcolm X. He's more like the Marvin Gaye or the Curtis Mayfield of West African music. I like the tone of his music, but where he'll tell you where his inspiration come from, and that's Fela Kunti. He'll tell you where his inspiration come from. The reason why I dig his music because it sounds more of a favor of what I like to listen to. But these people act as if this is their notion that came out of their likenesses with drums and it doesn't all come from Africa. No, it does not. It came from the Olmecs and the Aboriginal Americans that's here. Because our drum patterns are fire than everybody else's. And why is it so unique? It don't sound African. Drum patterns, you can tell where people come from. Our drum patterns are different. Even within our drum patterns, our drum beats, the South got the illest drum patterns. Look at, test it. All you gotta do is check Zaytoven. One Zaytoven, the producer, the super producer artist. That drum major, grungy, church. Take you back to the church. that organ. Boom. They used to make an organ sing in church when I was a kid. See, we had that. We grew up in them backwoods, the backwoods. You can't come from somewhere else when you know your people been in place for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years because of our operation, because of what they know about the surroundings. I'm from Pensacola, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. So my grandfathers, great grandfathers, and great great grandfathers, they knew rivers and streams, and they knew how to get to navigate the places where people didn't even know existed. So you know when you're Aboriginal and you know what you know. Period. It's in your DNA. It's in your lineage. It's who you are. You have to understand those things. If you don't understand those things, you can call me any lie out any day you want to, but you know that I'm not. Because when you're talking about subject matters from the root, you understand that these things are absolutely true. You can't make this shit up. So let me get to the next whip moment, because we got a lot to discuss. See, the problem with immigrants is they feel when they come here, they feel at home because we are so nice and so gracious. How you doing? Damn, you black like me? Oh, you cool? Oh man, what's happening? So they take the you seem a little gullible. Like, what do you want from me? We're not the same. Oh man, you black like me, man. Oh, really? I'm black like you. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. If you say so. So you like, oh man, brother, you do the same thing I do. Okay, but you still looking at me like this. Oh, okay, brother, man, we cool. But you still got that slide stank. I can manipulate. No, you can't. That's where it all goes left. That's where everything goes sour, because the connection becomes predatory. Not from us, but from the way you think, because of how you treat people at home where you're from. And you expose, and then you become very opportunistic. It's like operating in a space that you just really don't want to be there, because you feel like you're better than someone when you come from a much more uh shit, a god awful place, barely running water. You come over here, and I guess America, in the places that you landed, didn't meet your level of expert, didn't meet your qualifications. You wanted to live, you thought you would come here and be high on the hog or higher above everybody else. And you said, damn, I gotta exist with these people. Damn, I thought I was better than them. Newsflash. So the enlightening part of the Super Bowl halftime show, the enlightening part for me was, oh, so you know you're not better. You just got a badass attitude when it comes to Black Americans. So you know you're not better. You know who you are. But you have this very arrogant, um, despicable way about exchanging with Black Americans. And I think a lot of times, uh, it's because of your influence, how you were raised, what your parents taught you. This whole a la rosa, lighten up the race. So you a belly crawl, clean house, take care, love, won't, cherish everything that is of Caucasian persuasion. But anything that comes to any type of identifying with Black Americans, there's this cognitive dissonance shutoff valve that you really do practice in your brain to literally deal with us with disdainment. Yeah, that's what a lot of Latinos do. And you think we don't see this? You think our gut don't tell us what you're doing? You think the way we operate don't? You think we don't have a godly sense about ourselves to understand when we're being despised, or when you look at us like we're despicable, or as soon as you get a chance, you would disassociate with us as soon as possible. You think we don't know these things? You think we I see that's what's so disrespectful. That's the most disingenuous of your type of behavior. You're so disingenuous. Not saying you're not good people. You treat each other as well as you can, but not the darker complected Afro Latinos. They go through peer hell in their own community. That's why they speak out and they talk about it because it's painful, it hurts, it still lasts with them. But see, that let us know like you have a very uncanny, despicable despise for Black Americans because we have pivoted so far beyond those things. You know, do we have due to the fact that we had to visit how these things have come to our shores, Black American, and we've seen these things come to our shores over and over again. As a matter of fact, it was even built into our history, specifically our history too. But when we understood from the lightest of the light, but the lightest of the light here, no, they are looked at just as the blackest of the black. See, a smart Black person knows this. So you know what they know what to do? They know where to find their people. I need you immigrants and people of all of these other descents of even ethnic or even Caucasian descent, those that are not Caucasian, but you kind of fly off into that culture because you didn't want to be no parts of Black. Look at Queen. Look at Queen. It's a movie. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. Look at Queen. Halle Berry played the role. And when she tell you, "Us nigga," yeah, yeah, she found out how when that white husband of hers found out that she had Black roots, that she was melanated, when he found out she was melanated, guess what? His whole posture, his whole uh attitude, everything about him, he was disgusted with her. Black you, I laid with you, I given to you, I loved you. But everything changed when that 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 switch was flipped. Flipped. You're what? You're Black? Oh my God! Man, he damn near had a damn heart attack. I got another one for you. Look at it's another movie. It's uh I forgot the name of it. My sisters used to watch these movies, man. Like um Mahalia Jackson song in this lady's funeral at the end of the movie. But she was a Black mammy. She had a white black a Black daughter, but she came out white like her father. And she was able to mask it and she wanted to be white so bad. I mean, if anybody, y'all see me that I know the name of the movie, but it just slips my mind. But right now it's but to continue, the self-hatred that was portrayed in that movie. The It's sad. It's sad. The mother died, literally pledging for the love of her daughter. And her daughter just couldn't find it in her heart to love her mother until she died. And she couldn't even tell her mother she died. She couldn't tell her because her mother was gone. Her mother died of a broken heart. She died of a broken heart. And another one of them equations, find out you was Black. And you find out, and that's the whole I'm trying to walk with you with somewhere, people. See, the root of all despisement and that H word is rooted in dispelling Blackness from the planet, and it never happened. All the propaganda, all of the despicable claims of blacks being inferior. How can I be inferior if I'm inferior and you're my child? See, that's what, if you want to be a part of this human lexicon, you can't set yourself apart. And if you have this, what you call this melanated, lady sings the blues. Thank you, my brother. Lady sings the blues. Oh, yes, indeed. One of the most gut wrenching, god awful, but purposeful uh, pieces of cinematic history that really should be displayed. It really should be displayed. And I think people should study it. This also happened in the 1930s. So when you understand what happened and what's happening in the Latino community when it comes to the Afro Latinos, that's why my heart do yearn for them, because they are brothers and sisters, and yeah, they have a different array of colors of people in the Latin community. But it's a shame how you still have those despicable pale Latinos that look down on their direct descendant brothers, sisters, and they actually have it embedded in their infrastructural uh, mental mind concept, in their mindset, to say we want to bury light or to lighten up the race, as if you see the misconception. So you understand that's even when you as a brother, as a brother, even dating when I was single. You dated some light skinned women, and they only dated you because they liked how you look and they liked what you was able to do to them. They liked all of that. They love all of that. But when you get deep with them and you want and try to connect, ain't no connection there, because they empty when it comes to loving themselves. They even have these little notions of intricacies about not liking darker skinned black women. So my mother's a brown darker woman. She's a swarthy looking woman, and she's an Aboriginal. So you have to understand. I look at how people think. I look at their mindset. I look at how they view other people, and so that I can really gather in my mind, how do you really see me? Because when I tell it's a process of loving yourself, because people are so despicable. And they despise you for being you, period. Anyway, that's just how it goes. Some people they like that. But if you understand how protecting yourself by understanding the mindset of others, that's your winning equation for making sure you can love yourself and knowing how to protect yourself. Because even when you date someone, they call it, they like to romp, or what you call, they like do something strange. So it's like you an experience. That's why you call it all kind of names: jungle fever, gutter sex. Some people like to do all kind of little angst that get them off. But catch them in the daylight, and they don't even really acknowledge that they did what they did. And oh man, that's gotta be wild for a person to have those type of extreme um, um, emotional detachment. That's extreme emotional detachment when you can behave like that. The little white woman say you like black men and you like to swing that way. You like to get down like that. And you have a husband that's of the Caucasian persuasion, and you're gonna either tell him, or you're gonna let you're not gonna let the cat out the bag. But you have a hankering for doing what you do. Like one of those type of things. These type of, people are very private and secretive, and then they look at these senators and these governors and this Epstein explosion. They look at all of this shit like, oh my God, shit, look what y'all ass do. Look what some of y'all, look what some of these people do out here. These people they're not um, very surprised, I don't believe. They're sick. They just as sick as the people that are, you know, doing this whole dance. But straight up, y'all, that's the show tonight. I just wanted to give you a deciphering. everybody's telling you word salad. It's not true. You know, the Super Bowl, that was salad. That was some remix salad. That was some jungle jazz. But shout out to, you know, even understanding the the correlation. But I passed. I could have I could have dealt without that. It was too much for me. And on national TV, I think it was kind of degrading. That's just straight up. It was not a good representation of the way I see the Latin community. I see you a little better than that. I see a lot better than that, actually. That was poor taste, if you ask me, Bad Bunny. Yeah, it's poor taste. All the flags in a different homeland, all of that. Hell no, man. No. That's why you have boundaries. That's why you have whatever culture you call your culture. And I don't identify with that culture. I don't even speak Spanish. So I'm not going to be disrespectful, but my taste, I didn't particularly care for it at all. I just saw the correlations of a replay of oppressed, depressed communities coming together in unity, but you still play the game of white supremacy on display. Wow, that's a taco salad bowl for you. Shout out to Brother Tony. That's a taco salad bowl. So y'all play that game with somebody else. It's just like everybody. It's like, you know, that you come from a lot of places, and when you got that melanated equation, you have that immigrant connection, and that's what keep you from, you know, understanding Black Americans. Yeah, they think they all that. Yeah, we are a little bit more precise. You know how, you know, kind of when you look at how them some African ladies where they have and they wear them wigs, and then when you look at a FBA or a sister from the Americas, she wear her hair, her real hair, or her lace front is so jazzy that you can't even really tell. But you know, they like dusty behind. They behind a few dusty 20 dusty years, so they still got that Hollywood look that they had back in the day. Like Mike L said, when everybody was a little dusty. See, they got that look now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it'd be crazy because it's not. I look good. No, that it looks dusty. It's very uh dusty. It's dusty as hell. It look like you got powder dust on your face, and that's that cake soap. All that old lightning bleaching. You know, they look crazy, man. I mean, they don't know whether to embrace their blackness or uh, 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 bleach it away. It's I'm confused. I think they are the most confused group of people, immigrants that come here. They get these different ideological perspectives in their mind and say, I'm going to be this. So they think they're in Alice in Damn Wonderland. So when they come to the Americas, when you leave and walk around in barefoot and you see paved roads, you're like, I got to wear shoes. Yeah, you got to wear shoes around here, pimp. I can't wear no, you shouldn't be wearing them flip flops as elements, man. You know, you can get this is American concrete. Some people can run over your feet. I can take it. Okay, that's fine. You can take it, but I'm just letting you know, put on some shoes. Shoes are not that comfortable. Why? That's because your toenails too damn long. You need a damn soldering iron to get them damn thing down, man. You got a Dremel or something, a drill on them. But well, man, that's you gotta. If you're gonna come to this country, man, I mean, you really need an education, and you should not be educating yourself behind the people that makes a fool out of you. You should be way more humble than what you are, but you are way more despicable. You are way more atrocious, and you're dangerous. They went, oh, that's dangerous talk. You're talking that's you can't separate us. Yes, we are separated by the way we talk anyway. I don't, man, please. Yeah, we separated, and I'm not being nasty but we have to because you guys y'all want it both ways, and when you take that element of you having it both ways out, we do not associate with you and your foolishness. Are you supposed to have my back? No, the hell I'm not. Take your ass home. I ain't got your back. No, I don't. Way back. You got my back? No, way back. Way back. Get your ass up out of here. You're going to come over here and I'm supposed to be a capitulant to your mess. And man, let me tell you something, man. People, I know people that have done well in life and that needed assistance, and they can't get in the door because of immigrants, because of people, and they put them in front of them. I'm done. I don't want to see this. I'm tired of seeing immigrants. We should have priority. Black Americans should have priority everywhere. We shouldn't even be paying taxes. We should have priority everywhere if you need assistance. But you see, when you're talking about running up the prices, running up the standards of living, running up these neighborhoods, running up rent, uh, so high, money started talking. So people was not protecting, certain classes of people anymore. And that damn price. So white supremacy got higher than they could afford itself. Things shouldn't be like this. You guys know this. You know exactly the reason why things are the way that they are. It's because of the fact that every single solitary law that affects people geographically, economically, situationally, in every facet in the way of life, from being able to have a flourishing grocery or a supermarket, to being in a food desert. People having to drive 20 and 30 minutes to get quality vegetables and quality groceries. They should be able to go to the market around the corner. Like, this is America, Jack. But they do these things strategically and on purpose. Some people have a library. I got a library down the street. You think they put libraries in hoods? No. No. The thing is, the only way you can create hoods in America is you have to strategically, and but not even, they do it strategically, but they also do it blatantly. Not give you the resources that are necessary in order to do one thing: build a productive society within communities. So you start small and build these nice, and do it for themselves. The blueprint, keep down any crime, is to provide. But when you provide and when we are in unison and we're conducting ourselves properly with respect, and everybody that has no reason to be taken from a person that they can identify with, a person that they can shake hands with their neighbor. They're not going to take from their neighbor if we have the the opportunity and we have the necessities to where we're all being fed and everybody. So if there's competition, we can do it in the classroom. We can do it with learning. We can do it in what we're going to turn into, how we can dream. When you're belly fed, you can dream well. When you're belly fed, you can eat good. Eat good, think good, proper nutrition. If you have parents that are, interested in their kids, development, you're going to have successful children. You're not going to stand in their way. Hell, you may even get motivated by your child by being able to feed them, and they're not being a damn, you're not being so worried about their next meal or where their next meal is coming from. See, these things, man. If you help us out a little bit, we'll be able to. We know how to make a little bit out of a lot. We're very resourceful people, so that's why they try to starve us out. And I can't say us. I do well in life. I do good, but I do feel it. I feel it. I feel it just like everybody feel it. I promise you, I feel it. Groceries is high as hell. They high as hell. Food higher than a mother. It is. But I'm all right. I'm eating, but goddamn, food is high. You go to the grocery store, goddamn, you spend $300. Shit, that's like 150. Like, everything is cut in half for real. We're gonna go to spend about 450 this time, I guess. Look like you spent about 250. What the fuck? Then you gotta go to buy hey man, you gotta go to the farmer's market, get you some meat. So, but that's still resource. You gotta go drive to get the proper resources that you need to extend, you know what I'm saying, your bills, things that you wouldn't normally have to do. God damn, you can't even get steaks out the grocery store no more. You gotta order them. Go to a meat house. get them cut. But then, like again, you got to spend resources to go get that kind of product. Guess we got to take it to like it was back in the day, because I remember them days. Shit, yeah, that's how you survive. You know that meat. That the way you eat. I know some people don't eat meat. I eat meat, goddamn. I eat chicken, steak, and lamb. Yes, fish. Oh yeah, I eat the hell out of oh yeah, goddamn right. Oh yeah, goat. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. I know how to eat some groceries. You know what I'm saying? We eat some food around here for sure. You know, and then the thing is about resources. You know, I grew up on hunters, and I grew up on hunters, gatherers, and farmers. You know what I'm saying? Literally, right here. My uncle Rudolph, he had a smokehouse in Greenville. Smokehouse. Used to have his own farm, own cows, everything. This is back in 1988. Back in 1988, he had this. So him and Aunt Nellie Mae. That's when my grandmama died. We stayed with them, and she cooked some of the best. God, the best. It was country ham. But they raised their pigs, so they ain't feed them slop. They fed them. They fed and they nurtured their animals and their livestock. So if you got pig and pork, he ain't feeding it. Other stuff. So I ate that country Canadian ham with that pig and some eggs and some them biscuits. Oh my god, and some grits, some cheese grits. Well, if you eat grits, man, y'all don't know nothing about no yellow cheese grits, man. Some yellow cheese grits put you in the mood. Yeah, we just had some yellow cheese grits. Oh, some yellow grits and some shrimp with some spinach the other night, man. That was extremely delicious. Yeah, man. So hey, man, hey, shout out to some good old yellow grits. Shout out to Uncle Ed pimping. You know what I'm saying? Put you on them yellow grits back in the day. That's that grandmama eating right there. That's that down southeast. Yeah, that's that right there. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Go find y'all some yellow grits. You like some grits? Get you some yellow grits. I'm trying to tell you what. Off the chain. But that's the show tonight. I think we're gonna do a show tomorrow, another show tomorrow. I have to go into the office tomorrow. It's almost 8 o'clock, so I got to shut it down early tonight. I appreciate y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for coming into the Will This podcast and hanging out with me. That's pretty cool. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna take callers another night. I got to get prepared for tonight because I got to go to work in the morning. So that's the show tonight, y'all. I will reschedule the show. I'm gonna reschedule the next show for tomorrow, and I got another show in between, but I'm gonna wait for tomorrow. You'll probably catch 2 out of me tomorrow, but tonight I gotta shut it down, y'all. I gotta go to work. So thank you guys again for tuning in. I appreciate you, and say it with me. This is my favorite part of the show. The will is yours. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to go to the store. Go to thewillthispodcast.com. Take a scroll through. Check out the merch. Download the app. Excuse me. Yeah, man. Y'all can do that. Get you some merch. Something nice. It's cool. To remind yourself you are who you are. The will is yours. You know what I'm saying? It means something to you. It should mean something to you. Your will is your will. Make sure you understand that. But anyway, here we go. We'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll probably give you a couple shows tomorrow. See, I'll just check back in with me and I'll be back in, check with y'all. So I'll holler at y'all. Okay, peace. All right.